Actually, I've had a lot of people say this to me. They say, well, I haven't got time to look after myself. I haven't got time to research what's good for me and what's not good for me. Anyway, there's so many more people in the world worse off than me. I'm doing okay. I'll just get on with whatever and accept whatever comes along. You know, it never ceases to amaze me how many people look after their homes and their cars better than they actually do their own bodies and their minds or their spirits. You know, your wellness really does matter. And the earlier in life you start looking after your wellness, the better. If you start at a young teenage years and you do things to really help you to be well and to be healthy, you're going to have a better chance of having a long, healthier life than if you didn't look after your health or if you wasn't interested in it at all. In this video, we're going to continue our series on restorative sleep. In my last video, we talked about the reasons why it's important to have a good night's sleep, and we looked at how to prepare our space for sleep, to have a sleep mindset. In this video, we're going to talk about journaling, how to understand what your sleep pattern is and how long do you actually need to sleep for restorative sleep, so you can feel with pep and ving in the morning. And to do this, it's through journaling. So if this is something that interests you, you just keep watching now. Hi, I'm Paula Rose. Welcome to my channel. This is Wellness Wednesday. Every week I upload a video, one once a fortnight for Wellness Wednesday and one for the alternate fortnight for our Spiritual Wellness for Faith Friday. And today we are looking at sleep. So let's jump right in. To ensure that we sleep well and have a restorative sleep, one of the first things we need to do, along with preparing our space, as I've shared in the last video, is to journal our sleep patterns. Why? Why do you need to journal your sleep patterns? Well, if you understand how long you need to actually sleep to be restored, is going to take the worry out of your sleep, because you know what you need, and you understand how your body works and how your body is in sync with your sleep patterns. And the only way that I know how to find that out is to record your sleep patterns. Now, you can do this in several ways. You can actually get a journal, just an ordinary paper journal, and put the date in there, how many hours you slept, what quality of sleep. For example, was your sleep fitful, which means that you woke up, went to sleep, woke up, went back to sleep, but you managed to go straight back to sleep, but you had those waking times. That's called fitful sleep. Did you wake up fully, like you were wide awake? Well, you can write that down. And if you were wide awake, look at your environment and wonder and record why you were brought wide awake. Was it a bad dream? Was it a nightmare? Was it worry about what you need to do for the next day or something else? If it was, write that down. Was it because you ate cheesy pizza for tea and your stomach is rumbling and you feel a bit queasy? If it was that, if you think, write that down. If it was something that you drank, perhaps it is known that if you drink too much alcohol during before you go to bed, It actually can cause you to wake up in the middle of the night because the way your body absorbs the alcohol and the chemicals it releases into your bloodstream, it actually wakes you up rather than knocking you out, unless you become dead drunk and then you pass out, and you really don't want that. We're not talking about that. But if it's something that you've drank, or if you've had your sugary hot chocolate before going to sleep, and you know it could be too much sugar, if you think it's that, write that down. You don't have to be right, just what comes into your mind. Is it something? Is it sound out in the street that woke you up, or was it the light? At these light nights we're having, can be not light until 10 o'clock at night, even longer sometimes here in the UK. Was it the light coming through your window waking you up? You know, whatever it was, write it down, and then try to get back to sleep. And then in the morning, record what time you woke up, and then journal for at least, I would say, 8 weeks. And the reason why 8 weeks, because you need to look back and see what kind of pattern is developing, so you can know what your sleep patterns are. Now, what is also helpful to journal is any adverse circumstances before you went to sleep. Did you have an argument with someone before you went to sleep? Write that down. You don't have to write down the details, but you just can say, had an upsetting conversation. That's all you need to say. Did you have a worrying day at work or around the home or something? If you did, write that down. And then when you wake up, what are the circumstances that you're waking up in? Are they peaceful? Are they rushed? Are you alone, or is somebody else there? Is there noise? Is it peaceful? Write down the atmosphere in your bedroom where you wake up, and write that down, because this is important of piecing it all together to ascertain your sleep patterns, so you can get that quality of sleep and work with your body, because you don't want to be trying to impose upon your mind and upon your body something that's not going to work. Your body knows best. Your body is inherently trying to be healthy for you, and the more you can work with your body and to create good habits and to help train your body and your mind with mindsets, the better. But we need to do that by recording our sleep patterns. What you also can have is something like a Fitbit or some other health watch that you can wear to bed if it doesn't disturb you at night. I don't like them because I have arthritis in my wrists, and very often I wear pressure gloves to bed, and sometimes I even where my hands are really bad, I've got braces for my hands to keep my fingers straight. So watches don't work for me, but you can get those sleep apps which are really, really good, that record all sorts of different things and your breathing, and you can download it and you can look at it. There's no point in having one of those watches if you're not going to use it to its full potential. You can download the information and print it out and actually keep a journal, a hard copy that way, and it's easier to refer back to when you're trying to review your sleep patterns. But one thing I do not recommend that you do, don't have an app on your phone. And don't record your sleep patterns on your phone. And the reason why is because if you wake up in the middle of the night, you're grabbing your phone and you're recording your sleep patterns and those other things that I've mentioned, and you've got this light blaring in your face. But you can say to me, yeah, but Paula Rose, I've got a blue light. Aha! But you've got the temptation of looking at Facebook or TikTok or Twitter or any other platform. You've got the temptation then to look at your email, all sorts of things. Go on the internet and before you know it, a couple of hours have passed and you've broken your sleep pattern for sure. You really don't need to be looking at your phone or your iPad or your laptop. Put it away in a drawer. If you use it for an alarm, stick it in a drawer and make sure that you put it far away from you, that you actually have to get out of bed to turn off that alarm. And so recording is really, really important because your wellness matters, and if you want to be well, you need to have restorative sleep. So record your sleep and then you can look back and see a pattern forming. Can you see in the patterns that you have written what is the majority of sleep you've had? Is the majority over the period of 2 months you've had 5 hours straight sleep? Is the majority broken sleep? Is the majority fitful sleep? Is the majority long sleep? And look at those circumstances around those similarities. Is there a similarity also in what happened before you went to sleep and when you woke up? Is there a similarity of what you ate, for example, of your mindset, or you worried or something? And look for all those commonalities, and then you can form a sleep pattern for yourself, and then you can see which best suits you. And you also will see if you actually are an insomniac, and if you are, and you look over 2 months and you've hardly slept at all, my recommendation is for you to go to seek medical advice, because that can escalate. You can really, it is no good. Don't put up with it. There's things that can be done. Look at the sleep patterns, and if you find they're an insomniac, go and get medical advice. And you may even benefit from a sleep coach as well to help you and to help train you for the skills. You may benefit from reading books and researching books to understand on how to get a better night's sleep. But understanding your sleep patterns and understanding how much do you need. If you look at it, at what you've written down over the last couple of months, say, the times that you've woken up really strong, well and refreshed, what happened that night? How many hours of straight sleep did you get? And look for that pattern right through the last 8 weeks. And so you can ascertain by that what you need. For me, I look back over my patterns of the last 2 months and I could see I feel great when I've had 5 to 6 hours sleep, straight sleep. And I look at the circumstances before I go to sleep and I look at the circumstances when I wake up, and I think, wait, there's a real similarity here. So I will create, because I feel good on 5 to 6 hours sleep, I will create those circumstances before I go to bed, and create the best of my ability the circumstances of when I wake up. Do I wake up better with an alarm? With music or with a cock crowing, or do I wake up naturally? What is better for me? And then I write those down, because we forget. We have busy lives, we could forget, and we don't want to keep all this in our head. If you're sleeping alone, this is far easier to do than if you're sleeping with somebody else, because you've always got somebody else to influence you. You might be sleeping with a snorer. You might be sleeping somebody who tosses and turns. You might be sleeping with somebody who is an insomniac, and it causes you not to be able to sleep. That's a whole different ball game. So the best that you can do, that you can control your sleep patterns, your approach to your sleep, in your preparedness and how you wake up, the best of your ability that you can control that control that. And so to ensure that you get the right amount of sleep, because if we don't sleep, our brain cells can become damaged. If we don't sleep, it messes up our metabolic functions. If we don't sleep, it can cause digestive problems. If we don't sleep, it can cause some mental illnesses like depression. Sleep is so important, and you are so important. Your wellness matters. So writing these things down, seeing the pattern, is going to be hard to start off with. Any new habit, of course, is difficult. But if you've got the why, if you've got the motivation that you care enough about yourself and about your sleep, your health and your wellness, that you're going to make the effort to form this habit of journaling your sleep. And once you get into the routine, after a couple of weeks it'll become easier. In the third week it'll become even easier. In the first month it'll become easier. In the second month it'll probably become second nature, and you become looking for it. I write down things in my planner. Reminders, don't forget to journal your sleep. I also have an Alexa dot, and I set reminders, and Alexa tells me journal your sleep or prepare for sleep, because I forget. You get caught up and you want to do something, and it just goes out of your head. So set reminders for yourself, whatever works for you, to actually learn to journal, and you will find that you will start enjoying it. It'll be a chore to start off with. You'll be saying, why am I doing this? This is a waste of time. But you know what? Your wellness is never a waste of time. When I was a nurse, I nursed for children, and I've nursed everybody in between and older people. And I can really say those people that have maintained wellness habits within their life had the best quality of life. It didn't guarantee them total health, but it guaranteed them a quality of life, and this is what we're looking for, particularly as we get older. If you're like me, being middle-aged, waking up in the middle of the night is quite common. Many people need to go to the loo, and therefore people don't drink water. So that is really, really bad. You're better off drinking water and going up onto the loo than not drinking water and getting dehydrated, because that affects your brain cells as well, and indeed your body and your skin. So really, I went through that. I don't have that problem now, but I had a problem for years where I was getting up in the middle of the night going for the loo about 3 or 4 times. But I knew the dangers of not hydrating myself, particularly in winter, when the radiators are on, and even if your radiators aren't on in the evening, you're in a warm bed, you're going to be dehydrated. So it's best to take a few sips of water and put up with going to the loo to go back, because if you're dehydrated, you're not going to sleep well. You're going to have dry mouth. It's all sorts of problems, and so your wellness does matter, and journaling your sleep and all the patterns around it can really, really help you to have a good restorative sleep in the long run. But you have to put the work in at the beginning. Well, thank you for your company. Thank you for watching this video. There's links down in the description box. If you're on a phone, an iPad, or a laptop or a desktop, you'll find the description box. But if you're on the TV, you won't see that. But there's links down below to other videos about sleep if you're interested in this topic. And if you enjoyed this video, please like it and please comment, because I would absolutely love to hear from you, that if you found this video helpful, and what do you find helpful to help you to sleep. And also, if you find this video may be helpful to somebody else, please share it with somebody. That'll be absolutely wonderful. And please subscribe, because that will help this channel to grow, and it will give you updates automatically in your inbox if you like this kind of content. Well, well, your wellness does really matter. So remember to live life purposefully, with intention. And that means we need to learn how to live by studying how to live our best life in hope, faith and love. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.